Lisa Harmon, the HOA queen, thought she could evict me from my family's 600-acre Texas ranch with a flimsy notice and a smirk, claiming my cattle were a nuisance. She figured her bylaws trumped a deed older than her fancy Crestview Meadows subdivision. But she was about to learn a hard lesson. My Waller Trust doesn't just own this ranch. It owns the road her precious neighbors drive on and the lot they park in. Lisa wanted to fight, but I was ready to fence her in. If you've ever faced an HOA bully, this one's for you. Where are you watching from? Hit the comments. I want to know how tough this anti-HOA crew is. I'm Ethan Waller, 36, a third-generation rancher running Waller Ranch in Central Texas. 600 acres of rolling hills and stubborn dirt my great-granddaddy claimed in 1938. With 250 head of cattle, 2 barns, and a hay shed that's weathered more storms than I can count. This isn't just my job, it's my blood. Every dawn, I'm out in my faded denim jacket and dusty boots, sipping coffee blacker than the soil, checking fences and feeding stock. My granddaddy built this place after the Great Depression. My daddy doubled its herd, and I've kept it thriving through droughts and market dips. It's not a hobby, it's a legacy. 3 years ago, developers rolled in, planting Crestview Meadows 200 yards from my eastern fence. 52 cookie-cutter houses with HOA-approved paint and lawns mowed to a 1/4 inch. I didn't mind at first. More folks meant better roads and a boost for Mason's feed store, where I've bought grain since I was a kid. But I should have known trouble was brewing when a subdivision sprouts rules tighter than a banker's fist. Enter Lisa Harmon, 32, Crestview's HOA president, a transplant from Dallas with a permagrin and a clipboard she wields like a gavel. I met her 6 months back at Mason's, loading hay bales into my F-250. She sauntered up in a teal blazer, fake cowboy boots, and a smile that didn't reach her eyes. "Mr. Waller," she cooed, clutching her clipboard. "I'm Lisa, Crestview HOA. We need to talk about your ranch's impact." Her tone made impact sound like I was dumping manure on her porch. "Impact," I said, tossing a bale. "My cattle have been here since before your houses were blueprints." She scribbled something, undeterred. "The odor, the noise, it's concerning our families. Property values, you know." I kept my cool, Texas polite. "Ma'am, that odor feeds this county. Talk to the cows if you're worried." Her smile twitched, and I knew I'd poked a bear. A week later, trouble landed hard. I was fixing a fence post when Lisa's SUV growled up, kicking dust. She marched over, heels sinking, and slapped a manila envelope against my chest. "Official notice," she snapped. "Your ranch violates Crestview's bylaws. Noise, smell, health hazards. Cease operations or face eviction." I tore it open, scanning the letter. It was a word salad of nuisance abatement and community standards, demanding I shut down my cattle operation within 30 days, or the HOA would sue to protect residents. Signed by Lisa Harmon, president, and Claire Dutton, secretary, it reeked of someone who'd Googled legal threat and hit print. My pulse spiked, but I kept steady. "Lisa, this is my land. You've got no jurisdiction." She smirked. "The county disagrees. Comply, or we'll drag you to court." She spun back to her SUV, leaving me with a cloud of dust and a fire in my gut. That night, I pored over the HOA's bylaws, 300 pages of petty nonsense. No mention of ranches, just vague clauses about disruptive activities. Texas law protects agricultural operations under the Right to Farm Act, and my ranch predates Crestview by decades. The notice was a bluff, but a bold one. I smelled a bigger play. Lisa wasn't this reckless without backup. I called Noah Carter, my neighbor across the creek, a 31-year-old drone tech who'd moved from Houston. He tipped me off about Lisa's HOA grip before. "She's gunning for you," Noah said, cracking a beer over the phone. "Been telling Crestview you're a health risk." Her brother's firm, Harmon Land Solutions, keeps popping up in HOA budgets, $25,000 for consulting. Sounds like a grift. "Grift?" I asked, pacing my kitchen. "Yeah, she's pushing a community enhancement plan. Fancy talk for jacking up home values. Bet she wants her land rezoned." Noah's words stuck. I hit the county recorder's site, pulling my property records. Clean title, 600 acres, but but a footnote caught my eye. Waller Family Trust, 1940, easement for county access road. My granddaddy had mentioned a trust, something about holding the county's leash. I never dug into it, assuming it was old cattle deals. I rifled through a trunk in my attic, finding a leather binder labeled Waller Trust. Inside, a 1940 surveyor's map showed my ranch, and a 2-acre strip running through Crestview's entrance road and parking lot, marked Waller Trust property, leased to county, 1940. My breath caught. If this was legit, I didn't just own my ranch. I owned Crestview's lifeline. The next HOA meeting loomed, and I planned to crash it. But Lisa wasn't waiting. Tuesday, my mailbox held a new letter, intent to sue, claiming I'd violated non-existent county ordinances with a 15-day deadline to cease operations or face a lien. Social media was worse. Lisa's Crestview Safety Watch group posted drone shots of my cattle pens, captioned, "Save our kids from this hazard." Comments piled up, neighbors I'd known for years now calling me a polluter. I emailed my granddaddy's lawyer, Tom Vance, a 60-year-old ranch law veteran, attaching the trust map. His reply hit at midnight. "Ethan, you're sitting on dynamite. Your trust owns Crestview's road and lot, leased to the county for pennies since 40. We can renegotiate or reclaim it. Let's verify." As I stare at the map, my phone buzzed with a Crestview email blast. "Urgent community, vote to protect our homes." Lisa was rallying her mob to sanction me, but she didn't know I'd just found the key to her kingdom. Tomorrow, I'd start roping her in. Lisa Harmon's urgent community vote email hit Crestview Meadows like a cattle prod, rallying her HOA mob to sanction my ranch for daring to exist. She thought her legal threats could bulldoze my family's 600-acre legacy, but I just found a barbed wire surprise. My Waller Trust owns the road, and parking lot or fancy subdivision depends on. Lisa was saddling up for a showdown, but I was ready to corral her with proof that'd buck her clean off her high horse. If you're itching to see an HOA get roped, stay hitched. Got a tale to tell? Hit the comments. Let's see how wild this crew is. Monday morning brought a slashed fence near my east pasture, wire cutters left in the dirt, a calling card from Lisa's camp. By noon, my mailbox was stuffed with a new HOA letter, this one from Claire Dutton, the secretary who'd signed Lisa's eviction notice. Notice of legal action. It blared, claiming my ranch's odors and noise violated county health codes, demanding $10,000 in fines or a lawsuit to shut me down. The nerve was bolder than a bull in a china shop. I called Noah Carter, my drone tech neighbor, to hash it out. "They're suing me now," I said, stomping dust off my boots. Noah sighed, his drone buzzing in the background. "Lisa's on a tear. She's telling Crestview you're poisoning their kids. Posted pics of your cows on her Safety Watch group, calling him a biohazard." Biohazard? I snorted. Her brother's company, Harmon Land Solutions, got $25,000 from HOA dues for consulting. Smells like a shakedown to me. Noah leaned in, voice low. "She's hyping a community enhancement plan, rezoning your land for retail. Her brother's firm's tied to county planners. It's a hustle." Noah's tip lit a fire. Lisa wasn't just flexing HOA muscle. She was playing for my ranch. I needed to lock down the trust, so I drove to Austin to meet Tom Vance, my granddaddy's lawyer, at his weathered office lined with cattle brands. Tom, a 60-year-old with a drawl sharp as barbed wire, pored over the Waller Trust map. "Ethan, this is a gold mine," he said, tapping the 1940 easement. "Your trust owns a 2-acre strip, Crestview's entrance road and parking lot. Leased to the county for $500 a year since 40. Lease renews next month. You could jack the rent or reclaim the land." I whistled. "Reclaim it? Shut their road." Tom grinned. "Legally, yep. County'd fight, but you've got him by the horns. Let's verify the title and dig into Harmon Land Solutions." Tom pulled county records, confirming the trust's ownership of the strip, critical for Crestview's 52 homes. Then he frowned, clicking an HOA budget. "Here's $25,000 a year to Harmon Land Solutions, owned by Lisa's brother, Brett Harmon, with Lisa as a partner. No bids, no deliverables, pure graft." I clenched my jaw. She's finding me while fleecing the HOA? Damn right, Tom said. I'll request their contracts. Talk to Noah. See what else he's heard about this enhancement plan. Back at the ranch, I found Noah tweaking a drone's camera. Lisa's losing it, he said, wiping sweat. She's telling folks your ranch will tank their home sales. Her plan's a strip mall on your land. Brett's company's pitching it to county bigwigs. Saw his truck at her place, Harmon logo and all. That evening, a new ally rode in, Grace Tillman, a 70-year-old retired surveyor who'd worked with my granddaddy. Her leathery hands clutched a coffee mug as she sat on my porch. Heard you're tangling with that HOA, she said. Your trust strip runs right through Crestview's road and lot. I surveyed it in '68. County leased it cheap because your granddaddy owned the planners. Lisa's brother's cozy with Ted Morrow, a county commissioner. They're aiming to rezone your ranch. My blood boiled. Rezone my land? Over my dead body. Grace nodded. Morrow's dirty, takes bribes. They need your strip for access. You hold the whip. Lisa's hustle was a land grab, but I was ready to lasso it. If she wanted my road, she'd pay through the nose. First, I needed eyes. I ordered high-res cameras, motion-triggered, night vision, and spent the weekend rigging them along my gate and pasture. Noah linked them to a live feed, ensuring any tampering would ping my phone. If Lisa's goons came knocking, I'd have him branded. Tom called Wednesday with news. Title's solid. Waller Trust owns the strip. I've drafted a letter to the county, demanding a lease renegotiation and blocking any deals with Harmon Land Solutions. Also, their invoices are bunk. $30,000 last year for road studies that don't exist. I smirked, imagining Lisa's panic. But she wasn't slowing down. Thursday, flyers blanketed Crestview. Community Defense March. Protect our homes from Waller Ranch. It called for a protest at my gate Saturday, urging residents to stand against rural hazards. Lisa's signature was scrawled like a warlord's. I sent Noah a pic of the flyer. She's gone loco, he texted. Some neighbors are questioning her due scam, but others are eating her hazard line. Stay frosty. Friday night, my cameras pinged at midnight. The feed showed a figure in a hoodie spray painting my gate. Shut it down. With a Harmon Land Solutions cap falling off. I recorded it, heart thumping, and called Tom. Got a vandal on tape, I said. Harmon's logo. Tom's voice was steel. Send it over. I just pulled county emails. Morrow's pushing a rezoning vote next week, tied to Lisa's mall plan. They're trying to steal your strip. Might get twisted. Lisa wasn't just bullying. She was rigging a county heist with my trust land as the prize. Tom was drafting a cease and desist, but Lisa's march was tomorrow, and that vandal was a warning. I had the proof to hogtie her, but she'd come with a posse. What she didn't know was I was ready to fence her in for good. A vandal in a Harmon Land Solutions cap, spray painting, shut it down. On my ranch gate was Lisa Harmon's opening salvo, but her community defense march flyer, rallying Crestview Meadows to storm my property, was a full-on charge. With county schemer Ted Morrow pushing to rezone my land for a strip mall, she thought she could stampede over my Waller Trust grip on their road and parking lot. But I had cameras rolling, evidence stacked, and 600 acres of Texas grit. Lisa was hurting a fight, but I was ready to brand her with the truth. If you're itching for an HOA roundup, saddle up. Got a story to spill? Hit the comments. Let's see how fierce this posse is. Saturday morning scorched Crestview Meadows, the Texas sun blazing as Lisa's march hit my gate. By 10 a.m., 35 neighbors swarmed, waving signs like "Save Our Homes" and "No Ranch Risks." Lisa, in a teal blazer, led the pack, megaphone blaring. "Ethan Waller's ranch threatens our safety," she roared. "We demand its closure." Claire Dutton, her mousy secretary, handed out flyers, while Derek Sims, a 45-year-old HOA vice president, snapped photos for Crestview's Safety Watch page. A local news truck idled, sniffing drama. I stood firm, Tom Vance and Noah Carter at my side, Grace Tillman and new ally Maria Vega, a 40-year-old nurse who'd soured on Lisa, guarding my flank. Tom clutched a folder of legal ammo, while Noah synced his drone feed to a tablet. Grace eyed the crowd, muttering, "Lisa's got stooges here. watch for dirty tricks. Maria, gripping financial records, nodded. Let's cut her rein. I called out, voice like gravel. Lisa, you're trespassing. And I got your brother's goon on tape defacing my gate last night. Noah projected the footage, the Harmon-capped vandal spraying paint. The crowd hushed, craning to see. Lisa's eyes flashed, but she pivoted. That's irrelevant, she snapped. Your ranch is a hazard, and we won't stand for it. Hazard? I fire back. Then Wise Harmon Land Solutions, your brother's company, siphoning $80,000 from HOA dues for fake work. Or Wise Ted Morrow, your county pal, rigging a rezoning vote to grab my trust road for your mall. The crowd stirred. Maria thrust a budget printout aloft. She's stealing our money. Neighbors grabbed Tom's copies, murmuring. Noah amped it, projecting a hacked email from Lisa to Morrow. Rezone Waller's land by Friday. Malls ago. The news crew zoomed in, and Claire's flyer stack hit the dirt. Lisa's megaphone screeched as she scrambled. This is a lie. Ethan's sabotaging our community. Derek nodded, but Claire looked queasy, clutching her clipboard. Maria took the lead, voice sharp. I'm a nurse, Lisa. I know a scam when I see one. We want an audit now. Her group, 15 strong, chanted audit, audit, drowning out Lisa's loyalists. Then Lisa dropped her trump card. Enough, she bellowed, waving a document. The county's issued a rezoning mandate, signed by Ted Morrow, to take Waller's Road for public use. His ranch violates zoning, and we're shutting it down. She brandished the paper, smirking. We're suing to enforce it. My gut nodded. A mandate? Tom snatched the document, scanning it. This is hogwash, he drawled, loud enough for all. Morrow's a commissioner, not a judge, no power for mandates. The Waller Trust's 1940 lease locks out rezoning, and Texas's right to farm act shields Ethan's ranch. He held up the lease map, its road strip glowing on Noah's tablet. You're molested, Lisa. The crowd erupted, half cheering, half booing. Maria's group shouted, no more lies, while Derek's loyalists yelled, he's a fraud. Then my phone pinged, a camera alert. The feed showed a figure in a ski mask tossing a smoke bomb in my barn, sparks flaring. I hit the floodlights, hollering, caught another one. The news crew swung their lens, catching the saboteur fleeing, dropping a Harmon Land Solutions keychain. Lisa's face drained, but she rallied. This changes nothing. We'll defend Crestview ourselves. She pointed at my ranch, inciting her posse. Tomorrow, we'll block his gate, legally or not. Her loyalists roared, Derek leading the charge, but Maria's faction blocked them, chanting, back off. The news truck sped off, eager for airtime. Inside my kitchen, Grace poured coffee, her voice grim. Morrow's desperate. Needs your road to save his scam. Noah, scrolling his drone app, nodded. Lisa's emails mention a county vote Tuesday. Morrow's bribing planners. Tom's phone buzzed. AG's office wants your footage, he said. They're probing Morrow and Harmon Land Solutions for fraud. This is bigger than Crestview. I sent the barn clip, adrenaline surging. Sunday, Channel 5 aired. Crestview HOA faces fraud allegations. Neighbors knocked, some apologizing, others joining Maria's audit push. But Lisa wasn't backing down. That night, my cameras pinged at 1 a.m. The feed showed a figure rigging a chain across my gate, Harmon logo on their jacket. I recorded it, heart racing, and called Tom. His voice was urgent. Ethan, I traced Harmon's accounts. They've got a secret fund, $500,000, tied to Morrow's office, labeled Crestview Development. This ain't just fraud, it's a kickback ring. My head spun. Lisa wasn't just after my ranch. She was a cog in a county-wide hustle, with my trust road as the key. Tom was filing a whistleblower report, but Lisa's blockade was tomorrow, and that chain was a warning shot. I had the proof to hogtie her, but she'd come with a mob. What she didn't know was I was ready to drop a fence that'd pin her for good. A chain slung across my ranch gate at 1 a.m., branded with Harmon Land Solutions logo, was Lisa Harmon's latest barb, but her call for a community action, blockade, to choke my property was a declaration of all-out war. With a $500,000 secret fund linking her to county schemer Ted Morrow's rezoning plot, She thought she could bulldoze my Waller Trust hold on Crestview Meadows Road and parking lot. But I had cameras hot, evidence loaded, and a Texas-size grudge. Lisa was driving a herd, but I was about to cut her off at the pass. If you're hungry for an HOA takedown, lock in. Got a fight to share? Hit the comments. Let's see how rowdy this posse gets. Sunday morning turned my front gate into a battle line. The Texas sun baking the dirt as Lisa's blockade kicked off. By 9 a.m., 45 Crestview neighbors massed, wielding signs like "Protect Our Future" and "Stop Ranch Pollution." Lisa, in a crisp red blazer, led the charge, megaphone booming. "Ethan Waller's ranch endangers our families," she bellowed. "We'll block his gate until he shuts it down." Claire Dutton, her jittery secretary, passed out flyers, while Derek Sims, the HOA's Yes Man VP, filmed for their Safety Watch page. A Channel 7 News van hovered, smelling blood. I stood my ground, Tom Vance and Noah Carter beside me, Grace Tillman and Maria Vega anchoring the rear. Tom gripped a legal folder, Noah synced his drone to a tablet, and Grace scanned the crowd, growling, "Lisa's got hired hands here. Stay sharp." Maria, clutching budget records, nodded. "Time to brand her." I shouted, voice cutting like a whip. "Lisa, you're on my land, and I've got your Harmon goon chaining my gate on tape." Noah flashed the footage, the hooded figure rigging the chain, Harmon logo clear. The crowd stilled, eyes darting to Lisa. Her lips twitched, but she deflected. "That's a distraction," she spat. "Your ranch is a health risk, and we're taking action." "Health risk," I shot back. "Then why's Harmon Land Solutions, your brother's outfit, skimming $80,000 from HOA dues for ghost work? Or why's Ted Morrow, your county buddy, hiding a $500,000 fund to rezone my land for your mall?" The crowd gasped. Maria waved a financial printout. "She's robbing us blind." Neighbors snatched Tom's copies, murmuring. Noah upped the stakes, projecting a hacked email from Lisa to Morrow. "Fund secure. Push rezoning vote Tuesday." The news crew leaned in, and Claire's flyers scattered like tumbleweeds. Lisa's megaphone wailed as she flailed. "This is slander. Ethan's extorting our grid." Derek nodded, but Claire shrank, clutching her clipboard. Maria stepped up, voice fierce. "I'm a nurse. Lisa, I see through your lies. We demand an audit." Her group, 20 strong, chanted, "Audit, audit," drowning out Lisa's posse. Then Lisa played her ace. "Silence," she roared, brandishing a document. "The county's issued a land seizure order, signed by Ted Morrow, to take Waller's Road for public use. His ranch violates codes, and we're enforcing it." She waved the paper, grinning like a coyote. "We're suing to seize his land." My chest tightened. "A seizure order?" Tom grabbed the document, eyes narrowing. "This is bunk," he said, voice booming. "Morrow's a commissioner, not a court. No authority for seizures. The Waller Trust's 1940 lease blocks any takeover, and Texas's Right to Farm Act protects Ethan's ranch." He flashed the lease map, its road strip blazing on Noah's tablet. "You malestust, Lisa." The crowd surged, half cheering, half jeering. Maria's group shouted, "No more scams," while Derek's loyalists yelled, "He's a crook." Then my phone buzzed, a camera alert. The feed showed two figures in masks torching a hay bale near my cattle pens, flames licking the night. I hit the floodlights, hollering, "Got you again." The news crew pivoted, capturing the saboteurs fleeing, one dropping a Harmon Land Solutions badge. Lisa's smirk vanished, but she doubled down. "This proves nothing. We'll occupy his ranch tomorrow, by any means." She jabbed a finger at my gate, rallying her crew. "We'll shut him down." Derek led the charge, but Maria's faction blocked them, chanting, "Get out." The news van sped off, chasing headlines. Inside my barn, Grace poured whiskey, her voice low. "Morrow's neck deep. Needs your road to save his hide." Noah, scanning his drone app, nodded. Lisa's emails mention a county meeting Monday. Morrow's buying votes. Tom's phone pinged. "AG's office wants your clips," he said. "They're probing Morrow and Harmon for conspiracy. This is bigger than rezoning." I sent the pen footage, heart pounding. Monday, Channel 7 aired. Crestview HOA linked to county fraud. Neighbors knocked, some apologizing, others joining Maria's audit call. But Lisa wasn't quitting. That night, my cameras pinged at 2 a.m. The feed showed a figure rigging explosives near my main barn, Harmon logo on their vest. I recorded it, pulse racing, and called Tom. His voice was grim. "Ethan, I traced Harmon's fund. It's $500,000 in a shadow account, tied to Morrow's regional fraud network, skimming land deals across Texas. The AG's looping in the FBI." My head reeled. Lisa wasn't just a land grabber. She was a pawn in a statewide hustle, with my trust road as the crown jewel. Tom was filing a federal complaint, but Lisa's occupation was tomorrow, and that explosive was a death knell. I had the proof to bury her, but she'd come with a mob. What she didn't know was I was ready to drop a gate that'd lock her out for good. A mass saboteur rigging explosives near my barn, branded with Harmon Land Solutions logo, was Lisa Harmon's deadliest jab yet, but her vow to occupy my ranch and shut it down was a suicide run. With a $500,000 shadow fund tying her to Ted Morrow's regional fraud network, she thought she could trample my Waller Trust's chokehold on Crestview Meadows Road and parking lot. But I had cameras blazing, evidence piled high, and a Texas temper ready to burn. Lisa was galloping into a trap, and I was set to brand her with the truth. If you're fired up for an HOA showdown, dig in. Got a battle to share? Hit the comments. Let's see how fierce this posse rides. Monday morning turned my ranch gate into a war zone, the Texas dawn searing as Lisa's occupation roared to life. By 8 a.m., 50 Crestview neighbors stormed in, hoisting signs like "End Ranch Hazards" and "Save Our Kids." Lisa, in a black blazer, led the mob, megaphone screaming. "Ethan Waller's ranch poisons our community," she bellowed. "We'll occupy his land until he's gone." Claire Dutton, her shaky secretary, scattered flyers, while Derek Sims, the HOA's spineless VP, live-streamed for their Safety Watch page. A Channel 7 News van circled, lenses locked. I stood tall, Tom Vance and Noah Carter on my flanks, Grace Tillman and Maria Vega holding the line. Tom clutched a legal dossier. Noah synced his drone to a laptop, and Grace growled, "Lisa's got muscle. Watch for knives." Maria, gripping hacked emails, nodded. "Let's hog-tie her." I hollered, voice like a rifle crack. "Lisa, you're trespassing again. And I've got your Harmon thug on tape trying to bomb my barn." Noah projected the footage, the masked figure planting explosives, Harmon badge glinting. The crowd froze, eyes on Lisa. Her face crumpled, but she deflected. "That's a fabrication," she hissed. "Your ranch is a death trap, and we're taking it." "Death trap?" I roared. "Then why's Harmon Land Solutions, your brother's scam, fleecing $80,000 from HOA dues? Or why's Ted Morrow hiding a $500,000 fund to rezone my land for your mall?" The crowd erupted. Maria waved an email printout. "She's a thief." Neighbors snatched Tom's records, buzzing. Noah doubled down, projecting a hacked wire transfer, $500,000 from Harmon to Morrow's Crestview development. The news crew zoomed in, and Claire's flyers hit the dirt like spent shells. Lisa's megaphone wailed as she floundered. "This is a conspiracy. Ethan's stealing our road." Derek nodded, but Claire shrank, her clipboard trembling. Maria surged forward, voice blazing. "I'm a nurse, Lisa. Your lies make me sick. Audit the books." Her group, 25 strong, chanted, "Audit now," drowning out Lisa's loyalists. Then Lisa swung her Hail Mary. "Enough," she shrieked, waving a new document. The county's issued an eviction writ, signed by Ted Morrow, to seize Waller's ranch for violations. His road's ours, and we're enforcing it. She brandished the paper, eyes wild. "We'll burn his operation down." My blood ran cold. An eviction writ? Tom grabbed the document, scoffing. "This is Hogswill," he said, voice carrying. "Morrow's a commissioner, not a sheriff, no power for writs. The Waller Trust's 1940 lease block seizures and Texas's right to farm act shields Ethan's ranch." He flashed the lease map, its road strip glowing. "Your scam's toast, Lisa." The crowd exploded, half cheering, half jeering. Maria's group shouted, "Stop the lies," while Derek's crew yelled, "He's a liar." Then my phone pinged. A camera alert. The feed showed 3 figures in hoods dumping a chemical in my cattle trough, poison glinting. I hit the floodlights, bellowing, "Caught you poisoning my herd." The news crew spun, filming the saboteurs fleeing, one dropping a Harmon Land Solutions vial. Lisa's grin vanished, but she went for broke. "This proves nothing. We'll destroy his ranch tomorrow, whatever it takes." She rallied her mob, Derek pumping a fist, but Maria's faction blocked them, chanting, "Go home." The news van peeled out, chasing the scoop. Inside my kitchen, Grace poured coffee, her voice grim. "Morrow's desperate. Needs your road to dodge jail." Noah, scanning his drone app, nodded. Lisa's emails mention an FBI probe closing in. They're panicked. Tom's phone buzzed. "AG's office is all in," he said. "FBI's got your footage. Probing Morrow and Harmon for racketeering. This is statewide." I sent the trough clip, pulse hammering. Tuesday, Channel 7 blared. Crestview HOA tied to fraud ring. Neighbors knocked, some begging forgiveness, others joining Maria's audit push. But Lisa wasn't done. That night, my cameras pinged at 3 a.m. The feed showed a truck unloading fuel cans near my hay shed, Harmon logo on the side. I recorded it, heart thundering, and called Tom. His voice was urgent. "Ethan, I traced Harmon's accounts. There's a $1 million link to Morrow's fraud network, skimming land deals across Texas. FBI's planning raids. A truck dumping fuel cans by my hay shed, marked with Harmon Land Solutions logo, was Lisa Harmon's final torch, but her vow to destroy my ranch was a spark that'd burn her own empire. With a $1 million fraud link tying her to Ted Morrow's statewide scam, she thought she could incinerate my Waller Trust hold on Crestview Meadows Road and parking lot. But I had cameras blazing, proof stacked, and a Texas heart ready to ride. Lisa was charging a bonfire, but I was set to douse her with justice and light up Oak Ridge for good. If you're hyped for an HOA roundup, stay roped in. Got a win to spill? Hit the comments. Let's see how bold this posse runs. The fuel can stunt ignited my resolve. By 4 a.m., I'd sent the footage to Tom Vance, my legal sharpshooter who was already coordinating with the Arizona Attorney General's office. Noah Carter, my drone tech neighbor, backed up the clip to a secure server, while Grace Tillman, the retired surveyor, monitored my feed from her trailer. Maria Vega, our nurse-turned-warrior, texted, "Sheriff's on standby. We got your back." I rigged my cameras with sirens to scream if anyone hit my gate again, then braced for Lisa's occupation, nerves like live wires. At sunrise, Sheriff's Deputy Carla Ruiz, a 38-year-old with a steely gaze, knocked. "Ethan, we nabbed 2 of your saboteurs," she said. "FBI's got the others. They're Harmon hires, Lisa's orders." An FBI van loomed, and Agent Mike Torres, a 41-year-old fraud buster, nodded. "Your footage sealed it," he said. "Lisa and Morrow are in cuffs. Morrow's spilling. Your road was their $10 million land scam's keystone." My jaw hit the floor. Lisa wasn't just a bully. She was a kingpin's lackey. Agent Torres showed a wiretap. Lisa telling Morrow, "Burn his shed, Ted. We need that road." The FBI raided Lisa's house at 6 a.m., dragging her out in a crumpled blazer, her megaphone days done. Channel 7 caught it, the ticker blaring. Crestview HOA head arrested in fraud sting. Tom called, voice electric. "Ethan, the AG's charging Lisa with fraud, racketeering, and arson conspiracy. Morrow's facing 20 years. His network hits 6 counties. Your clips cracked it." He sent a ledger. The $500,000 fund was part of a $1 million kitty, funneling HOA dues and county grants to Morrow's cronies for fake development deals, all hinging on my truss road. Crestview was reeling. By noon, Maria called an emergency HOA meeting to gut the old guard. The community center was packed, 150 residents, some clutching Tom's financials, others glued to Channel 7's live feed. Claire Dutton and Derek Sims tried to cheer, but the crowd shouted them down. Maria seized the mic, fierce. "Lisa's board is finished. We're voting for new leadership and a full audit today." I stood holding Tom's dossier. Lisa's Harmon Land Solutions stole $80,000 from her dues, funneled $1 million to Moro's scam, and tried to burn my ranch to steal my trust road for a mall. The FBI's shutting it down, but we can rebuild. I paused, then laid my cards. I'm renegotiating the trust road lease with the county for $4 million over 30 years. Half goes to a free community ranch program, cattle tours, AG classes, open to all. The room roared approval. Mr. Lopez, once Lisa's stooge, yelled, "You're a hero, Ethan." Noah grinned, projecting a ranch program mock-up. Grace clapped my shoulder, muttering, "Your granddaddy's smiling." The vote was a landslide. Maria, Noah, and Mr. Lopez as the new board, with a transparency mandate. Claire and Derek resigned, their emails hitting inboxes by dusk. Tom pulled me aside. FBI's digging. Moro's network spans Texas. Your road was their holy grail. He showed a seized email from Moro to an unknown alias. Waller's trust is the lock. Break him. My stomach churned, but Agent Torres reassured. We're tracking his crew. You're clear, for now. Wednesday, I met the county, signing a lease that kept Crestview's road open while funding the ranch program. My gate stayed clear, a symbol of grit. Neighbors swung by. Maria with tamales, Noah with a drone demo, even Mr. Lopez with a handshake. The new board cut dues, posted budgets online, and launched the ranch program. Crestview felt like kin, not Lisa's jail. Friday night, I sat on my porch, boots up, coffee steaming, the Texas stars a blanket overhead. I thought of my granddaddy, fencing this land to feed a county. I'd guarded his legacy, turning Lisa's scam into a win for Crestview. But as I checked my phone, a text from an unknown number hit. Moro's out, but the road's watched. Stay vigilant. My pulse quickened. Tom had warned of Moro's allies, and this was a shadow circling. I forwarded it to Agent Torres, who replied, "We're on it. Keep your cameras live." For now, I'd won. My ranch stood tall, and Crestview's program would grow our roots. I wasn't just a rancher. I was the man who fenced the community's future.